Dear friends, in this video, we are going to discuss about the basic requirements and prerequisites for learning SAP Material Management Module. In our previous video, we have discussed about why to learn SAP Material Management Module and what are the advantages of implementing SAP Material Management Module from the client's point of view, and what is the need for learning this SAP Materials Management Module from the consultant's point of view. We have discussed very clearly in our previous video. Now in this video, we are going to discuss about the basic requirements and prerequisites for learning this SAP Material Management Module. In other words, what are all the eligibility criteria for learning this Material Management Module, because SAP has given some prerequisites for the consultants who are interested to learn this SAP Material Management Module. Let us discuss each and every eligibility criteria in detail. The first and foremost criteria is the consultants must have domain experience in the areas of purchase, in the areas of procurement, either in the areas of stores or in the areas of inventory management or in the areas of vendor management system or in the areas of contracts, or they should have some strong experience in batch management processes, and also they should have some strong experience and understanding of the end-to-end business processes in logistics invoice verification, and similarly they should have some strong experience, that is understanding the entire end-to-end business processes of the third-party vendors. So this is one of the major eligibility criteria that has been recommended by SAP for the consultants who are interested to learn, interested to implement, interested to design, interested to execute and support the entire material management activities in the company based on the client's requirements. And one more eligibility criteria SAP has given is that all the consultants or all the interested candidates, they should have strong domain knowledge and understanding of the material management activities, namely procurement. This procurement activity involves different processes. Once again, it starts with purchase requisition and ends with purchase order. In between, there are many different activities to be carried out in procurement management, in procurement, procurement. So what are all the different procurement activities to be carried out in the material management activities? Namely, the following are the different procurement activities to be carried out in the material management module. Say for example, it starts with purchase requisition, followed by request for quotation from different vendors, followed by maintaining the different prices of quotations collected from different vendors internally in our system, followed by price comparison list, based on the different quotations collected from different vendors. And then finally, purchase order based on the best quotation price. So these are all some of the procurement activities to be carried out in material management. And while coming to the inventory management, once again, there are many inventory management activities to be carried out in SAP material management module. Say for example, goods receipt, goods issue, stock transfer between plants, stock transport order, and other stuff. And similarly, vendor evaluation. Before we are going to do the procurement in the SAP material management, vendor has to be evaluated based on different criteria. What are all the criteria that has to be tested with each and every vendors are the quality, the delivery, price, etc. etc. So there are many eligibility criteria in order to evaluate the vendors. Once after the vendors has been evaluated, then only the company will be start procuring the raw materials or semi-finished products or finished materials from the respective vendors. That will happen only after the vendor evaluation system. And then we have one more important material management activity, that is material requirement planning, that is MRP. Even though this MRP configuration will be handled by the production planning consultants in the real-time environment, but here we have to understand the entire materials requirement planning. What is the need for implementing this MRP and how to do the different configurations in MRP. So these are all the eligibility criteria for learning this material management module. And once again, one more important activity is understanding the end-to-end business processes and approval methods for purchase requisition as well as purchase orders based on the client's requirement, because this activity comes under SAP material management release strategy, because each and every purchase requisition has to be approved and each and every purchase order is to be approved based on different approval methods. And one more important concept is that the subcontracting processes. We have already discussed about this subcontracting processes. That means we are sending the material to the vendor and we are getting the finished products from the vendors. So that is the concept of subcontracting. So all the candidates who are interested to learn this SAP material management module, they should be very strong in understanding the basic process of subcontracting. Subcontracting means sending the raw materials to the third party vendors, which in turn we will be receiving the end products from the vendors. That is the subcontracting processes. So all the candidates should be very strong in the entire material management activities as we have already discussed in this video. So once if they are very strong, then only they can be able to design, they can be able to implement, they can be able to support, they can be able to execute the entire end-to-end material management activities for the clients based on the requirement. So in this video, we have discussed very clearly about the eligibility criteria, the prerequisites, and the basic requirements for learning this material management module. And we have discussed very clearly about the requirement of purchase activity, the requirement and understanding of different procurement activities, and the requirement and understanding of different inventory management activities, and the complete understanding of the MRP, as well as different approval methods. As we have already discussed in this video about this approval methods, there are different approval methods are available for purchase requisition as well as purchase order. And one more important configurations to be done in the SAP material management is SAP subcontracting, that is subcontracting processes. About subcontracting, we have discussed in this video, that is, it deals with the third party vendor. We are sending the raw materials to the third party vendor, which in turn we are getting as a finished product or end product back from the vendors. So this is one of the important areas of SAP material management, and therefore these are all the eligibility criteria and these are all the prerequisites for learning SAP material management module. Once if the consultants are very strong in the above discussed procurement activities, once if the consultants are very strong in the end-to-end inventory management activities, once if the consultants are very strong in the vendor evaluation configuration, once if the consultants are very strong in the configuration of MRP, once if the consultants are very strong in the different approval methods and also in the subcontracting processes, then only all the consultants are able to design, all the consultants are able to implement, able to support, able to execute the entire end-to-end material management stuff in the real-time environment based on the client's requirement. About myself, I am Raja. I am having more than 20 plus years of experience in the SAP industry. I have been worked as a consultant, I have been worked as a practice head, and I have been worked as a delivery head for many projects. I have handled many implementation, production support, rollout and upgrade projects for many different clients. I have more than 5 years of on-site experience handling Middle East and European clients. And regarding my certification areas, I have done my certification in finance, I have done my certification in business process planning and consolidation, I have done my certification in S4HANA Simple Finance, I have done my certification in S4HANA Simple Logistics module as well. I have completed my certification in SAP S4HANA Central Finance for my recent projects, and also recently I have completed my certification in SAP Business and Revenue Innovation Management module, that is SAP Hybris module. So in this video we have clearly discussed about different eligibility criteria and different prerequisites for learning this material management module. Once if the consultants are very strong in the above discussed areas of material management, namely procurement, inventory management, vendor evaluation, pricing, subcontracting, and different approval methods for PR and PO, then only they can be able to implement, they can be able to support, they can be able to execute, they can be able to design the entire end-to-end material management activity for the clients based on the requirements in the real-time environment. So I think you people are very clear about the basic eligibility criteria for learning this end-to-end material management module and how to implement this material management module in the industry, and also what are all the core areas to be concentrated under material management module. We have clearly discussed about that, namely inventory management activity, procurement activities, vendor evaluation configuration, pricing configuration, subcontracting configuration, as well as different approval methods for purchase requisition and purchase orders in the real-time environment. So in our next video, we will discuss about the ASAP methodology for ECC implementation. because in our traditional ECC system, we are using this SAP methodology, that is accelerated SAP methodology for implementing different phases for our clients, whereas in SAP S4HANA, we are using activate methodology for implementing different phases in the S4HANA system based on the requirement. If you have any queries regarding this, you can call me to my number, and also you can send WhatsApp. So these are all the eligibility criteria and prerequisites for learning this material management module. All the best. Thank you.